Hello, everyone. How are you? I just wanted to say I had very few minutes before a next session, and I noticed there were some questions on the YouTube channel that I did not address yet. I mean, I could definitely do a longer video than the 6 minutes that I have right now, but the questions around 3iAtlas and a lot of the things happening and both sides of the game, because obviously there are multiple agendas on Earth right now playing out archetypal battles that have been playing out that some of us are now remembering. But I want to tell you something that is just a general rule that I follow. And with that, I have to look back at the post with the Q&A and see if there are other specific questions. And if this is unsatisfactory, I definitely can expand more on it. But a rule that I tend to follow is if I hear something that is good and uplifting and positive, and it feels that it creates unity and hope, then I have the choice to accept it or not. If I accept it, it doesn't make it true. It might make it something that I chose in the moment. It might be true for me. Some things are either one or the other. And really, it doesn't mean that something is right or it's wrong, but I just have the choice to choose what I take in. If, however, I find something that, let's say, some might say it's a conspiracy theory or there's something that produces fear. When I react with fear, I a lot of the times just stand back and I think this is not for me, but I always keep it in mind and I'm always open to investigating, is that fear because I'm not ready to hear? Is that fear because I haven't healed within myself certain things? Or is it genuinely a content that it is meant to create separation? So it doesn't matter where information comes from, it doesn't matter whether it's coming from light workers or from people channeling. Everybody's channeling these days, but it's not very clear that everyone knows exactly what they are channeling. It's very important, not important, it's very helpful to build your clairsentience and claircognizance, to be able to recognize in yourself how the messages are being sent. And if there is fear that you need to resolve within yourself, if there is something causing fear that when you contemplate, you realize, well, the content in itself was not meant to create fear, but it discussed a possibility that I wasn't ready at all to address, and I still don't feel ready because I have so much fear around the subject. And a lot of the subject is death. If you consider that is what is happening, you always have the chance to clear the fear, to keep contemplating on it over and over and over again. Because where I want to be is I want to reach a point of neutrality where it doesn't mean that I don't have a preference for one thing or another, but it means that in the end of the day, I want to clear any biases and any heaviness and any shadow that I'm still working with to the best of my ability, obviously, so that I can see everything with more neutrality and compassion. Because you see, that is the source energy. That is the energy that a lot of us are meant to bring in here, that energy of neutrality and kindness and compassion for ourselves and for others. But we can't bring that in as light workers. And everyone is a light worker. If you have a preference towards the light, you don't have to have it. But we are meant to come and channel unconditional love and neutrality and compassion, and we cannot do that if we have fear. So just because you react in fear to something, it doesn't mean that the purpose of the material is to create fear. Sometimes it's unresolved trauma and shadow work that if you do on the other side of it, you will see everything with neutrality, more from the perspective of source than anything else, because source loves all its aspects. It doesn't favor one or the other. And the more we can be that way, the less violence we create in the world ourselves by defending, by attacking, by thinking we're better than, or something is bad. So for all the questions that you hear about what is coming, about timelines, about what, it doesn't matter if someone is channeling the angels. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's not your truth, and just drop it. You can always contemplate why you dropped it, but stop listening to content that is causing you fear. Once you contemplate it and you understand it is your fear and you want to process it, that's a different story. And one good way to understand, no matter where the messages are coming from, one good way to discern whether it's something that is intentionally, maybe from a lack of awareness, but it is causing fear in itself, is to check for yourself. Do you think that content is encouraging separation, or do you think it's encouraging unity? When you check, is it causing more separation, or is it causing more unity? Then you have the opportunity to pick one or another. And to also, everything is a mirror to ourselves, to us. So it shows us where we also perceive the world in separation versus unity. So this is just a quick note, and I have to go now because I have a call in less than a minute. But I want to hear what you are thinking. We are very polarized, and there's a reason why. There is no need to feed more separation. We have a choice, and we have a choice to also work through it. It's not meant to be easy. Hope you are well.